Hi students, I am Sarala Ketty, Assistant Professor, AMC Group of Education Institution, Manishiri. Today we are going to discuss about budget and budgetary control. Budget is an action plan and budgetary control is control of certain business activities by the use of budget. Okay. In this slide, you can see the meaning of budget, budgeting and budgetary control. Budget is a plan about future activities, whereas budgeting is the process of preparing budget. And what is budgetary control? Budgetary control is the application of that budget to control the predetermined activities to attain organizational objectives. As per ICMA, budget is defined as the activities which is defined by the organization for the purpose of the plan which is organized by the organization for the purpose of controlling the activities. That is budget. Okay. From this slide, you can understand that what are the objectives of budget and budgetary control. Budget supports the organization to plan their activities according to their predetermined objectives, and it helps them to organize and coordinate the activities together different departments, and it supports to motivate the workers to attain the organizational goal with the help of the budget, and it helps them to delegation of authority to different sector and different organizational level, and it helps them to use their resources economically to attain maximum benefits. That is why we can consider that the important objective of budget and budgetary control is planning, coordination and delegation, then management control, communication, motivation and improving the operational efficiency, etc. Okay, let us examine how a budget, that is flexible budget, can be prepared. Here is a problem for you. Then you are given the capacity of an organization under 60% and what are the cost which is related to this particular 60% capacity. Production unit under 60% capacity is 6,000. Then material cost per unit 100, labor cost per unit 50 and other expense, direct expense is rupees 20 per unit, factory overhead 50,000, out of this 40% fixed, and administration overhead 40,000, out of 60% is fixed, and in selling overhead, that is 20,000, 50% is fixed. From this, you are required to prepare a cost sheet under 80% capacity and 100% capacity. We can see through the others next slide how a flexible budget can be prepared. Okay. Here is a flexible budget is prepared for you. Here we can prepare a flexible budget just like as a cost sheet. We all know that a cost sheet has certain stages, that is prime cost, factory cost, cost of production, cost of goods sold. Here the elements of a cost sheet, that is material, labor, direct expenses, these are variable cost, and the total of these variable cost can be called as prime cost. Again, when we add factory overheads along with this prime cost, we can get factory cost. This factory overhead can be divided into fixed and variable. This fixed cost is always constant all other capacity, but variable cost is proportionally changed according to the productivity or the capacity. When after getting factory cost, we can consider administration overhead. It is also given as fixed and variable. Then when we add administration overhead, we can get cost of goods sold. Again, we add selling and distribution overhead. We ends at the cost of goods sold. This is the cost of a product per unit. And let us see first of all the 60% capacity. We know that 60% capacity, the production, that is 6,000. When it has to be computed at 80% capacity, we can calculate the productivity as 6,000 into 80 by 60, that is equal to 8,000. And when it is at 100%, that can be computed as 6,000 into 100 by 60. That is why 6,000 is the productivity under 60% and 8,000 is the productivity at 80% and 10,000 is the productivity at 100%. Then see what are the cost of material. Per unit material, the cost is rupees 100. So to get at 6,000 units, 6,000 into 100, that is equal to 6 lakh. 8,000 into 100, that is equal to 8 lakh. 10,000 into 100, that is equal to 1 lakh. And again, the cost of labor, that is per unit labor cost is 50. Then we can get 6,000 into 50, 3 lakh. 8,000 into 50, 4 lakh. 10,000 into 50, 5 lakh. That is labor cost. And what is direct expenses? Per unit direct expenses 20. That is why we can get the direct expense of 60% capacity, 6,000 into 20, that is 1,20,000. 8,000 into 20, 1,60,000. 10,000 into 20, 2 lakh. When we take the total of these three variable costs, we can get prime cost. Then we add factory overhead, that is total 50,000. Here 40% is fixed. It is constant to all capacity level. So 50,000, 40% of 50,000 is equal to 20,000. So we can represent 20,000 for 60% capacity, and again 20,000 for 80% capacity, again 20,000 for 100% capacity. And the variable overhead can be changed according to the level of productivity. Here the variable overhead is in the case of fixed overhead, that is 30,000, and it can be computed at 80% level, that is 30,000 into 80 by 60, you can get an amount, and 30,000 into 100 by 60, you can get the amount at 100% capacity. Then we add these elements, you can get the factory cost. Again, we have considered the administration overhead. Administration total is 40,000 and 40% is fixed. That is why 16,000 is fixed, always all the capacity level. And the variable cost is 24,000, that is changed according to the productivity. 60% is fixed and 40% is variable. And again, the selling and distribution overhead, that is 20,000. This 20,000, 50% is fixed, that is why 10,000 is fixed. So at 60 capacity 10,000, 80 capacity 10,000, 100 capacity 10,000. Again, the balance of 10,000 is changed according to the productivity. 10,000 into 80 by 60, you can get 13,333, and when it is to 100%, 10,000 into 100 by 60, that is equal to 16,667. When you take the total, you can get the cost of goods sold. Okay. Through this slide, you can identify what are the different types of budget. Budget can be classified into according to its function and according to its flexibility and according to its period. According to function, a budget can be classified into different forms, that is production budget, material budget, labor budget, cash budget, material cost budget, flexible budget, etc. According to flexibility, budget can be classified into flexible and fixed. And according to period of time, budget can be classified into three, that is long-term budget, short-term budget, and medium-term budget. So these are the different types of budget: production, material, labor, overhead budget, material cost budget, and cash budget, etc. According to flexibility, functional budgets are fixed budget and flexible budget. According to period, budgets can be classified into three, that is long term, short term, medium term. Okay.